I think we're live. I think we're live. We'll just wait for everything to update. Nothing's updated this end. It's going to update. Just refreshed and got an advert. Kind of serves me right, really, doesn't it? There we are. We are live. We are live. Oh, it's an afternoon stream, people. An afternoon stream. And we're going to do a quiz. Now then, the quiz is going to start at 4 o'clock. The timer will start very, very soon. And hopefully, we can have a bit of a laugh. I've got to kind of look to different places here while I'm trying to look on the screen and indeed do the live stream at the same time. So Frazzle, hi. Theme Park Days, hi. Sophie, hi. Ben, hi. Thank you for joining us today. I really hope you enjoy this. Now, Kurt has written some of these questions, quite a lot of these questions actually, and he will be on the stream. He is here somewhere with his poor man's nemesis icon, which he now has. Hi Scarlett, Scarlett's Life, hi Molly. Thanks for joining us today. Yes, Kurt is here with his poor man's nemesis picture. Sorry for anyone that likes that, but the quiz will be starting very, very soon. We will start the countdown and off we go. So we just want a little bit of a chat first. We want to hope that people come on and do it. We've tried a different time rather than doing an evening one. There's quite a lot of people doing evenings ones at the moment. So we kind of thought we'd try an afternoon one. There's different people's up in the afternoon. So yeah, we're really hoping that we get some watchers. But who knows? Who knows? You'll be able to go back and watch this anyway. We didn't do the Monday quiz this week because we decided that we would do a live one. Why not? We'll do a live one. Scarlett, I'm your biggest fan ever. Thank you, Scarlett. Needs to be at the real nemesis. Ben, it does. Tell him it needs to be. Yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Obviously, you will be able to go back and watch this afterwards. But, you know, we'd like some interaction whilst we're going. So, Benjamin, afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, the sun is out. It was 23 degrees when I drove home from work. And here I am. Molly, how am I doing isolation? Sadly, I still have to work. I'm classed as a key worker. So I'm still working and travelling to work as well, which is a bit of a pain. But how's everyone else doing in isolation? How's everyone else doing? Jennifer, hello. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah. So what's going on, people? Who's in isolation? Who's not in isolation? What have you been doing with your time? I mean, I've watched insane amounts of YouTube videos. I've watched insane amounts of movies and TV time when I have been at home. I've been back on Planet Coaster, obviously, because we've started a new series. Please make sure you check that out. We really want your involvement in this. This is one we're actually filming live. I say live, we're not live streaming it, but this is one we're actually filming kind of as we go, rather than we normally complete it and then come back to it. Bored? Yeah. Theme Park Days vlogging. What are you vlogging? What's your latest one coming? Yeah, it would have been a lovely weekend to go to the theme parks. Really would have been. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. Fingers crossed. Not too much longer, and we can get back out there, and get to our favourite theme park, and indeed fairs. So there's a few people in isolation at the moment. I'm obviously not too surprised. You know, I know a lot of people. My family are in isolation. Kurt, I haven't seen for a month. I haven't seen Kurt for a month. He's in isolation with his mother at the moment as well. So yeah, you know, it's just one of those times, isn't it? One of those times at the moment. I'm just looking at 5 different things at once here. I do apologise. How are we doing on the clock, people? 12:23. I've got so much going on. This is the first time I've tried to do one and incorporate different things at the same time. So I usually look on the PC when I'm doing the live stream, and obviously I can't look on the PC when I'm doing the live stream because the PC's on behind me, as you may have guessed. Scarlett, you're off already, Scarlett? Haven't you started yet? Ben's in isolation. I was just doing vids on missed rides at Alton Towers. Yeah, I've one of those pop up on my. I've had loads pop up on my ones actually. Alton Towers, obviously. Actually, I can't go into that because it may be in the quiz. Perfect weather for Fun Fair, Sophie. Yeah, it is. And hopefully we can soon get out. Scarlett, my sons are with their mother at the moment. They're isolating with their mother. whereas I am still working, so there's more of a chance of me picking it up. Thinkpok and Zoo Crazy, hi, how are you? Very good, very, very good. Still awake somehow as well. I've been up since 4:30 this morning working and come back, and here we are. Here we are, ready to roll. We had a trip around Holland planned. That's a shame. That's a real shame, that is. Got to get to some of the European theme parks. Would love to get to some of the European theme parks. John Wardley audiobook. Oh, is the audiobook, has he? Is it actually him reading it, or is it someone else reading it for him? I know sometimes they do it themselves, and sometimes they get people in reading it. What a great book! What a great book! If you don't have the John Wardley book, make sure you read it. Find it online. You can download it. It's definitely worth it. Tracy, please say hello to my son Alex, who's 6. His favourite ride is Vampire. It's one of my favourite rides as well, if not my favourite ride, Vampire. Hi Alex. Who doesn't like Vampire? Who doesn't like Vampire? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We're going to get some little graphics as we go. John Wardley does it himself, does he? Going to be searching that one out. Without a doubt. End of the season. Again, fingers crossed. It's not too much longer that we're sort of stuck here. I really want to go and do something else rather than just this. Swarm. Yeah, Swarm. It's funny actually because we've done a lot of closed season updates. And, we've been to parks that have been open, arguably Chesington, we've been inside and we've seen the rides in person. Even walking down Monk's Walk and looking at Stealth sort of weekly, it's like, I want to get on Stealth. I want to go back on Stealth. This is what I really want to do. And yeah, Swarm, you can see Swarm in the background. You can see Nemesis Inferno. I'm not too sure about getting Colossus or Saw, to be honest with you. But the other 3, 100%, they're sort of my local ones. We were out to Alton Towers as well for the opening of Gangster Granny. Who doesn't like Gangster Granny? Never read it, but looks really good. Looks really good. Now then, just quickly, before we go any further, as you can see, we have some graphics popped up on the screen here. It's going to help you along on this quiz rather than just listening to my voice. So we are going to have 5 rounds of 5 questions. It's going to be about 30 seconds per question. We're going to I'll give you enough time to read it, for me to read it and hopefully repeat it. Get pen and paper ready. It's A, B, C. Keeping it really easy, and there are 3 bonus questions in which there won't be an A, B, C, but if you name all 3 answers, there'll be some bonus points available. So there are 31 points available during this quiz. It's all a bit of fun. If you want to put answers in the chat, put answers in the chat. Kurt isn't going to police that. Kurt, don't police that. We're going to be going at a fast enough pace that if people are putting A, B, and C, they probably won't pick it up anyway. We want to have a bit of fun. That's all we want to do, a bit of fun. We're not going to stop you doing whatever you want to do to enjoy it. And answers will be at the end. We'll go through the answers at the end. We'll take a break between rounds as well of a couple of minutes, just so we can go back over a few things. Vampire was the first big coaster I rode back in the 90s. Yes, it was my first big coaster in 1990. And then it was the Corkscrew in 1992. Scared the life out of me, that ride. Scared the life. I was so sad I was going to Fort Parker and Alton Towers for the first time this year. You might still get there. Hopefully we will still get there. Any tips how to enjoy your birthday in isolation? Benjamin, it's my birthday on Wednesday as well. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. So, no, sadly I don't. Probably going to play some Planet Coaster, but I've got to go to work first, sadly. Can you email me the answers, please, Sophie? Yes. Yeah, why not? You'll see the answers. The video will be up afterwards, and you'll be able to see the answers at the end, so don't worry. We will be going through the answers together. John is doing a reading of Gangster Granny on his channel. Airtime John is. Oh, is he? Oh, I think I haven't read Gangster Granny. I've heard it's really good, to be fair, so I might tune in for that. Happy birthday on Wednesday. Thank you very much, Molly. Thank you very much. Yeah, we don't talk about birthdays. You get to my age, and we kind of halt a bit on the birthday talk, to be honest with you. Sophie's going to win. Got to post your scores as we go. You can buy John Wardley's audio book on Amazon. I will be heading there because I've got the book and he signed it for me last year. For those that watched the last the map one we had, the book was included in that. So yeah, I love it. I think it's so fascinating. I just think he's incredible, absolutely incredible. Can you say hi, Willow? Hi, Willow. Hi, Willow. Spread the word, people. If you haven't shared this, please share it. Let's get people involved. Just want to have a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun. You've been 21 for 17 years. Yeah, funny enough, I would have been 21 for 18 years. So I'm with you on that one, 100% with you on that one. Are you selling merch? Not at the moment. Funny enough, we did consider it slightly before all this happened. This pandemic happened, but yeah, we didn't quite get it ready fast enough. And as you saw, the reason behind that is we've done the rebranding this year to kind of make it a bit more bright and beautiful. Bright and beautiful, as you can see behind me here. You know, it's all about joining the adventure. So yeah, we were going to do some merch based on that, and Kurt is working on that now in his isolation time. Good lad. He doesn't know it yet, but he is working on that in his isolation time. We've never had any in the past. Never had any in the past. I had a hoodie made, which sometimes I wear out and about. But yeah, I don't sadly have any. Don't sadly have any. So 5 minutes, people, and we're going to get straight into this quiz. Straight into the quiz, we're going to get, as we said, pen and paper ready. It's just a bit of fun. We want you to post some answers at the end of how you got on and everything like that. And of course, if myself or Kurt have made a mistake, which isn't beyond the realms of impossibility, or there might be duplicate answers, then by all means correct us. Correct us. Maybe next year for merch, yeah, you know, might think of some Halloween merch. You know, Halloween is my favourite time of the year, so maybe some Halloween merch. You made some t-shirts just going around the parks. Yeah, that's exactly what I've done. I had a t-shirt. The t-shirt wore very thin. The hoodie I still wear. But it's got to be a good design. The hoodie I've got's just got a logo on the back. Honestly, it's, you know, I want something a little bit more unique, shall we say, something a little bit more fun. Loving this image of Stealth that I've got. Leo, hi, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, this image of Stealth is probably going to be one that appears on one of the t-shirts, potentially. Where are the usual suspects? I have no idea. I don't think some of them actually come in. I know Dave does, but I'm not sure some of the other ones actually come into my live streams, but we'll see. They'll get notifications. Ring the bell, put the bell on in a little corner down here, pop the bell on, make sure you get notifications. We're still uploading videos. Granted, we can't go vlog anywhere at the moment, and we were asked to put up some of the vlogs because I've been busy at work, and we did have some stupid comments saying that we were walking around a theme park when we were in lockdown. You know, the theme park was clearly shut, but yes, we have put some up. We are focusing on Planet Coaster at the moment. We're doing a couple of live streams, as you can see here. We are doing a couple of live streams. And yeah, we want to kind of do some different ones. Whilst we've got the quiz going today, and I know a lot of people have done quizzes, we are going a little bit more sort of technical, shall we say? A little bit more technical with some graphics in the background. Having a coffee in my icon mug. Yeah, I forgot to pick up a drink before this started, so that was a bit of an error, that one. A little bit of an error. Favourite ride at Thorpe Park is Stealth. I love Stealth. It's just the adrenaline of the launch all the way. But I have to say that Swarm is very, very, very close second. I think Swarm is an incredible ride. And it's one of those rides, I think when it opened, you know, the park initially faced the seats backwards because it wasn't doing very well. It didn't do the, you know, the uplift that they expected for it. But I think it's just grown better and better and better over time. That's what I think it's done. If you had to get rid of a ride at Thorpe Park, what would it be? Rumba Rapids. What a waste of space that ride is. Do you use the Alton Tales online shop? I haven't used it. I don't know how much they're charging for postage. I think that's probably the reason why I didn't use it. I think I just kind of saved myself for when I go up there and then kind of get it. Stealth in the Rain. I've done it in the hailstones. That's even more entertaining. Inferno. What? Favourite ride, honestly, Kurt, come on now. I've read that Merlin is seeking financial help from the government. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I think they only made 40-50 million last year, much like some of these football clubs. We won't name any names that are doing it as well. I don't think Merlin need to do it, but delivery is $3.25. I guess if you're putting a big order in, actually, that's not too bad, if you want some, I would imagine they've got some hoodies and things on there. My guess would be they've got some Wicker Man stuff on there. If you're putting quite a big order in, $3.25 actually isn't too bad. You've seen Chessington website, the Professor Bubbleworks badge for this year. Yes, I did. I did see that. It's also in the shop as well. I've seen it in the shop when we went on opening day. So yes, it is there as well. People say, yeah, it's painful. It is painful. But, you know, sometimes it's just a must, isn't it? We're just over a minute away. You can get Merlin discount, can you, on the shop? That pays for delivery, doesn't it? If you put a big enough order in. Wow. We can't talk about Nemesis. We can't talk about Nemesis. Right, we are a minute away, people. How ready are we? If you had to get rid of a park in the UK, what would it be? Adventure Wonderland. Sorry. I don't even know if it's still open. Did you see Drayton Manor closing in the near future, surprising us with thrill investment? I've heard rumours of what Drayton Manor we're going to be getting or will be getting next year. Watch this space, I think. Probably might head down there this year. Yeah. Right, 35 seconds, people. I'm going to be reading the questions with you as we go. I think Light Water Valley might struggle. It's really sad. I love Light Water Valley. I love going there. I love walking around the grounds. I love the rides. There's not a bad ride there. It really isn't. I'm gutted the Twister's gone. I know there's the incident. Gutted it's gone. Gutted. We are preparing for round one. We've only got 17 people, which is a bit of a shame, but come on, people. Let's make this happen. Ultimate, one of my favourites. The Ultimate, I don't care how painful it is. That can wrap me around all day long. Here we go. The questions will indeed be on the screen behind me, just to help everyone out. So this is round one. Are we ready for round one? We got the live screen behind us. So here we go. How many riders does a Big One train hold? A28, B30, or C32? So one of the Big One trains, how many riders does it hold? 28, 30, or 32? This is a Kurt question, this one. Well done, Kurt. As I said, we don't mind you guessing as you go along. We don't mind too much. You can either write it on a pen and paper, you can put it on, we are going to go through the questions at the end, so however you want to do it, it's entirely fine with us. We really don't mind, we're all in it together. Question 2, how many years is Alton Towers celebrating this year? We just avoided saying it slightly earlier, but what is their birthday this year? Is it A, 30 years, B, 40 years, or C, 50 years? 30, 40, or 50 years Alton Towers is celebrating in 2020. We want everyone to get involved, so I don't really mind where you put the answers. We've got a nice variety of answers coming in as well. We've got some easy questions, and we have got some slightly more difficult questions as well. And actually, Kurt did catch me out on one of the questions, which I'll tell you about when we get there. Question number 3. Which other ride with rodeo opened at Chessington in 1996? So rodeo was rethemed to Chessington in 1996. Which other ride opened at the park that year? Was it A, Sea Storm, B, Action Man, or C, Carousel? So Sea Storm, Action Man, or Carousel opened with rodeo in 1996 at Chessington. Is the questions helpful on the screen? Because I've watched loads of live streams and I found it really difficult to keep up. Are they helpful? Please let me know if they are. If we do another one, we'll make sure we do it as well. Question number 4. What record did Tidal Wave hold between its construction in 2000 and 2002? So it opened in the year 2000. And it held this until 2002. Was it A, the longest water ride in Europe, B, the tallest water ride in the world, or C, the tallest water ride in Europe? So, longest in Europe, tallest in the world, tallest in Europe. Tidal Wave, a proper soaker. They are very helpful. Thank you, Cameron. I did try and put a little bit of effort into this, believe it or not. I really did try. Question number 5, it's the last question of this round. What year... it's not worded very well, this. For the Vampire, was it closed for refurbishment? So which year did Vampire close for refurbishment? Was it closed A in 2001, B in 2002, or C in 2003? Which year was Vampire closed for refurbishment? So it was shut the whole year. It still appeared on the map, and there's a tiny little bit at the bottom that said, no, I won't be open. Oh, how did we get on in the first round, people? We've got a couple of minutes now. How did we get on in the first round? Daniel, hi. Thanks for joining us. Carry on. Play as we go. There are 31 potential points up for grabs. Obviously, you can play this afterwards as well, but play as we go. We're going to go through the answers at the end of the stream. Please remember to drop a like on it, please. And hopefully you're already subbed as well. And yes, so that is round one out of the way. How did we find round one, people? How was round one? I think most of those were written by Kurt. Kurt's gone all silent. He's not answering these as he goes either. No, he can't answer these as he goes. He did it. You like the background? Yeah. I've got this background everywhere now. Absolutely everywhere I've got it. It's made my day. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Cameron. Happy birthday. At least we found something for you to do today. Hope you've had a good one. A few guesses in round one. Yeah. Round one wouldn't have been too bad for me, to be fair. But there are a couple of rounds coming up that, yeah, definitely going to be a bit of a problem. I'm writing down to see what I get. Well done, Kurt. How many of those did you write, Kurt, in the first round? I actually can't remember. How many of those you did. He did write more. He did actually write me loads and loads of questions. Some of them are really, 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 really long. Bless. And I couldn't quite fit them on the page, to be honest with you. As I said, we've got a couple-minute break beforehand, so keep it coming, keep the chat coming, guys. Keep the chat coming. Any questions, I'll try and answer in between gaps as well. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Cameron, on your birthday. I do really hope you're having a good one. I know it's really difficult at the moment. I'm sure everyone would like to be having a party or outside or at a theme park. I'd love to be at a theme park today. That would have been great. There'd been a fun fair on this evening I could have gone to. Yeah, sad times, people. Sad times. However, we're getting through it together. We're getting through it as a country. We're getting through it as a world. And of course, you know, I want to be, you know, I just want to be as entertaining as I can. Deserves more viewers. I'd love to have more viewers, but we have gone for an early one. I don't know whether we get more in the evening. I think our next quiz might be an evening one. If people like this one, they particularly like the format with the screen. I don't know whether the screen helps or not. I'm not sure. How long going live for? It's around probably about 35 minutes left now. Right, round two, people. Round two on Quiz Live. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Here is question number one of round two. What three thrill rides did Thorpe Park open in 2001? Now, this is a bonus question, so there's no A, B, and C. You need to list all three, and it's a point for each one that you list. So what three thrill rides did Thorpe Park open in 2001? It was the turning point for the park after the fire in the year 2000. One of these rides, to give you a clue, did actually open on a temporary basis in 2000, but it was marketed from 2001 with two completely brand new rides. So this is a bonus question worth 3 points. 3 points. Daniel, I don't know. They're all thrill rides. They're all thrill rides. Classics, absolute classics. I remember them being quite terrifying, actually, because one of them I'd never seen before. Never, ever seen before. So, yeah. That's question number one. We'll give a little bit more time on this to think about this one before we move on to question number two. But here is question number two. Toyland Tours opened at Alton Towers in which year? So Toyland Tours, which is now defunct, was replaced by Charlie and Chocolate Factory, opened in which year? Was it A, 1994, B, 1995, or C, 1996? Which year did Toyland Tours open? 94, 95, or 96? I have to say, aside of the Bubble Works, this is one of my most missed rides. I absolutely adored Toyland Tours. The music, if you haven't seen the POVs or anything like that, go check them out. The music is ridiculously catchy, it really is. Question number three, the Wild Mouse at Blackpool Pleasure Beach opened in which year? So again, another sad loss for us, but the Wild Mouse opened in which year? Was it A, 1958? Sorry, 1957, B, 1958, or C, 1959? So A, 57, B, 58, or C, 59? Oh, how I missed this ride. I really, really, really missed this ride. Everyone ride it. Everyone get on the Wild Mouse. Quickly leave in the comments. Did you get on the Wild Mouse? What a ride it was. Question number four. Now, this actually caught me out because I didn't know this. Legoland's Knights Kingdom was formerly known as what? Was it A, always been called Knights Kingdom, B, Castle Land, or C, Lego Castle? So Knights Kingdom, which is home to the dragon, was formerly known as what? Was it A, always been Knights Kingdom, B, Castle Land, or C, Lego Castle? And I didn't know the answer to this. Kurt, you'll be pleased to hear, I didn't know the answer to this. So I'd have got this one wrong. I'd have got it wrong. Question number 5, the last one in this round. In which year did the Jungle Coaster open at Legoland Windsor? I don't know if you remember the Legoland Windsor Jungle Coaster. What a machine that was. Currently in Florida, Legoland. Was it A, 2003, B, 2004, C, 2005? When did the Jungle Coaster open at Legoland? 2003, 2004, 2005. That's since been replaced with the Legoland Hotel. I did ride the Wild Mouse. It was rough. It was. It was something else, that ride. Absolutely something else. Right, that's round 2, people. How did we get on in round 2? So there were 4, 5, 6, 7 points up for grabs in round 2. How did we get on with the 7 points? 7 points. 7 points. I would have got one of those wrong. I would definitely would have got one of those wrong. How many of those did you write, Kurt? I can't remember. How many of those did you write? Must have been quite a few. We've got a bit of lag on the stream now. I can see it. I'm watching the stream at the same time. A little bit of lag on it. How many of those did we get right, people? 7. 7 points up for grabs. How many do you think you got on that one? One's done this. One's done that. One's done this. I wrote all of those. Did you? You changed a couple. Did I? Maybe it's your wording. To be fair, the boy's handwriting is appalling. Absolutely. I thought my handwriting was bad, but oh my god. Oh my god, if I could put a picture up now of Kurt's handwriting, it would be absolutely appalling. Appalling. Well, thank you for joining Little G World. Obviously, you can time it out. You can work it out at the end. It's out of 31 points in total, and we'll go through at the end how many points were available for each round to kind of give you a little bit of a chance to catch up. Oh, I really should have got myself a drink before we started this, shouldn't I? I really should have done. How are we finding the questions? We find the questions easy, or we find them tough? You know, if we do another quiz, how would you like to see the questions? We would really want your feedback on it, because we enjoy doing live streams. You know, we enjoy bringing you know, some joy to some people that do watch. We've got nearly 5,500 subs. We've got 20 people on, but you know, there it is. Kind of easy, Little G World. Kind of easy. Okay, fair enough. I think if we do a late night one, we might go slightly tougher. Hard because I don't go to theme parks. Sophie, I'm guessing you're a fun fair girl, and we are looking at a fun fair quiz as well, because obviously I do go to a lot of them. A mix of easy and hard, it makes the quiz more interesting. Well, that's kind of what we were going for, Ben. When we get to the end, let us know 100%. Right, here we go. Round 3 is about to start. Are we ready for round 3? There is another bonus question in round 3 as well. So there are, again, 7 points up for grabs. Here is question number 1. Odyssey at Fantasy Island stands at how tall? A, 167 feet, B, 169 feet, or C, 173 feet? So 167, 169, or 173 feet. Odyssey at Fantasy Island. And funny actually, because you know, I don't think people realise, some people don't realise how big Odyssey is. That's a massive coaster. It really is a massive coaster. Right, question number 2. What is the longest coaster in the UK? This is an easy one. Is it A, the Ultimate, B, the Smiler, or C, Icon? This is one of those ones that's easy. So A, Ultimate, B, Smiler, C, Icon. And they are all pretty much iconic rides, those ones as well, to be fair. Ultimate is something else. Smiler is something else. And Icon, I find Icon a really special ride. Right, question number 3. A little bit of lag on my screen, I'm afraid. We are catching up. Question number 3. This is the bonus question. So name the 3 coasters in the UK that have 5 inversions. There are only 3 coasters in the UK that have just 5 inversions. So we're not talking about whether they got more, but 5 inversions exactly. Name the 3 coasters that have 5 inversions. I would have had to have thought about this. Actually, one of these I was a little bit, I'd completely forgotten existed. Two of them I was all right with, and one of them I completely forgotten had existed. I think it's definitely a Kurt question, this one. Definitely a Kurt question. But yeah, there are 3 coasters in the UK that have 5 inversions. So there are some with slightly more, Smiler, Colossus, etc. But yeah, there are 3 of them with 5. So bonus question, we'll give a little bit extra on the bonus question to have a little bit of a think. You kind of have to, I had to wrap my brain when I thought about it as well. I had to wrap my brain when I thought about it. Now then, the next question is question number 4. How many parks in the UK feature in the top 10 inversion parks in the world? So what we mean is, when you count all the inversions together from the roller coasters, if you count like Colossus and Soar, it'll be 14. How many UK parks feature in the top 10 in the whole world of most inversions on roller coasters? Is it A2, B3, or C4? Now we are including a ride that isn't open yet. One of your hints. Question number 5. Who bought Fantasy Island in 2016? It was in administration for a couple of years. Who bought it? Was it A, Blue Anchor, B, Conduit Leisure, or C, the Mellors Group? Who bought Fantasy Island in 2016? I think this round's been a little bit harder. Tiny bit harder. Tiny bit. Maybe not completely, but definitely a tiny bit harder. I've got to refresh my screen because I'm having a bit of a nightmare here. Bit of a nightmare. Yeah, that should be quite an easy one, actually. That should be quite an easy one, that one. I do get that. I do 100% understand that. How are we doing behind it? How are we doing behind? Oh, how did we get on in that round? Was that round a little bit more difficult, or was that round as easy as the rest of them? That's probably a fair related question we snuck into this one. Kurt is working on a fairground one now. I don't know how he's going to get on with it, but Kurt is working on a fairground one now. Kurt, how you getting on with it? How you getting on with it, Kurt? It's a harder round. Found that one a little bit harder. We've got a nice mixture, you see. Got some nice easy ones, and we're trying to throw in some hard ones as well at the same time. Kurt has disappeared. He's gone off the face of the earth. I want to know how many he gets. Be done in a day or 2. There you go. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Done in a day or 2. Oh dear. Right. Keep your eye on the screen, people, because I am looking. Honestly, God, I am looking. May have forgotten to post on Twitter. Should have posted on Twitter, shouldn't I? Sorry, we're just adding a post. Top trends in the UK, Snapchat down. Right. Don't use Snapchat, to be fair. Round number 4. Here we go. Question number 1. Round number 4. This is a bonus question. I didn't know this one either. What 3 rides were damaged by fire at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in 2004? So again, no ABC. What 3 rides were damaged by fire at Blackpool in 2004? And the one I thought it was not the one it was. So, yeah, Kurt would have got me on this one. This is a Kurt question, this one. So I think this is quite hard, but tell me otherwise. I think this is quite a hard question. Quite a hard question. Yeah, when I answered these, I did look through the questions when Kurt gave them to me, and I looked at this one, I thought, oh, I know which one that one is, because there's one that was always on fire, to be fair. But you forgot one of them. No, I did check. There was only 3 rides. I checked all your questions, Kurt. Especially when you got some dates wrong. I checked all the questions. So no, there were 3 rides that were damaged by the fire. And funnily enough, you say that. That's what I thought as well, little J. That's the one I thought. Right, here we go. Question number 2, back to ABC. American Adventure had its last season in which year? So which was its last season? A, 2005, B, 2006, or C, 2007? And I would have had to, I've had to think about this one as well. I'm thinking about it now. I actually can't remember what the answer is. This isn't a Kurt question. He's not going to get this. He's not going to get this. So is it A, 2005, B, 2006, 2007? Question number 3 follows on suit. Camelot theme park had its last operating year in which year? Last season in which year? Was it A, 2012, B, 2013, or C, 2014? So last operating year for the park. Last operating season. We say season because actually the park did fold on the 3rd of January the next year. So we're saying last operating season. 2012, 2013, or 2014. And following on from that, you probably guessed it. Pleasureland. Pleasureland in Cleethorpes had its final season in which year? A, 2014, B, 2015, or C, 2016. And it really does hit home how many theme parks we've lost in the last sort of 10 years, to be honest with you. Really does hit home. Out of those 3, which ones do you miss? Leave your comments. Which ones do you miss? You know, we didn't get to American Adventure, sadly, and we opted not to go into Pleasureland Cleethorpes because Cody was too small at the time. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Question number 5. Question number 5. How many B&M coasters operate in the UK? So how many B&M coasters do we have in the UK? Is it A, 4, B, 5, or C, 6? How many do we have in the UK? And they are all cracking coasters. Obviously, one's better than the other, Kurt, but they are all cracking coasters. So how many do we have in the UK? 4, 5, or 6? Round 4, people. How did we find round 4? How did we find it? Yes. Yeah, Tommy Tinkerboo. I wanted to ride that as well. It looked very much like Professor Burke Bubbleworks. Now, funnily enough, we never got to American Adventure. I wasn't driving back then. I was only sort of 15 years old. And my mother was not going to take me that far up. Ben, that is stealth in the background. That is a very rare shot of stealth that you probably don't see that often from that angle. Yeah, I never got to American Adventure, which I'm really sad about. Now, the boys and I did go on holiday in 2007 to Cleethorpes, and we were going to go to Pleasureland. However, they actually had back then quite a lot of thrill rides. So Cody wasn't tall enough to go on, so we didn't go in. We never went in there. Instead, we went to Camelot. Liam, hello. Thanks for joining us. Shockwave is not a B&M coaster. It's not. I know they do. B&M did do stand-up coasters, but that one is not a B&M. So yeah, we never went into Cleethorpes, and you know, we just looked at sort of what was going on from the outside, and it just didn't have enough, unfortunately, to get us in, especially the height restrictions on it. So we never got in there. We did see it. We saw operational. We saw the Boomerang go round as well. I think the Boomerang's left the country, didn't it? I think the Boomerang left the country. But we did go to Camelot. Sadly, and it'll always be a massive pain in mine, we went to Camelot and it was the year that Nightmare was due to open, but Nightmare opened late. So with Nightmare opening late, we didn't get on it. It was still under construction. It opened a week later, which is really sad because we live down south. So, you know, it was a big thing to go to Camelot, and we had a good day there. You know, the rides were, yeah. You know, the rack was falling apart then. I know actually on another quiz, I won't mention the name, someone said about the rack left before Nightmare opened, but it just wasn't true. It just wasn't true. They did operate in the same year. Round number 5. Here we go. Last round, people. Last round. Here we go. Question number 1. How did roller coasters begin? So this is a very generic question, this one, not related to UK theme parks. Did they begin as water slides? Did they begin as ice slides? Or did they begin as hill slides? How did roller coasters begin? Water, ice, or hill slides? Quite well documented, this, to be fair, as well. Not something that we're making up, you'll be pleased to hear. It's quite well documented. And I did get this one right. because I did think of this question and I did get it right. Question number 2, another ABC. Which seat offers the most airtime potential on roller coasters? So potential airtime, not guaranteed, but the potential airtime. Is it front, middle, or back? ABC, front, middle, or back? And there is obviously a logical reason for this. It's. I know people report different things on different seats, but there is obviously a logical explanation for this, which is quite known. And again, quite a generic question on this rather than per park. However, we are going to flick back now. Question number 3. How many operating coasters does Alton Towers currently have? So how many coasters will open at the theme park this year? How many have they got? Is it A9, B10, or C11? I had to think about this. The more than I thought. Kurt, is this your question? I can't remember. If this is Kurt's question or not. There's no bonus in this one. There's no bonus in this one, I'm afraid. Question number 4. How many Zamperla coasters currently operate at Flamingo Land? So how many Zamperla coasters currently operate at Flamingo Land? Is it A3, B4, or C5? How many coasters currently operate at Flamingo Land made by Zamperla? And again, I had to think about this one as well. And question number 5, totally random. As we are on YouTube and we're on our channel, in which year did we upload our first video to YouTube? You could quickly check this one in, honestly. But is it A, 2006, B, 2007, or C, 2008? When did we upload our first video to YouTube? It was a ride video, and it did really, really well. It did really, really well, it did. Right, I actually have some, did I write down the answers? No, I didn't write down the answers. Probably should have done, shouldn't I? We'll bring them up in the meantime, we are. So, how do we get on, people? How did we get on? That was our quiz. We will have the, it was a bad one, our upload was. We will have a, answers very shortly, so just keep it coming. I'm going to try and get some, I forgot to write some notes. So how do we find the quiz? Please let me know, how do we find the quiz today? Yes, it was a different round. That round was better. I'm not good with dates, and it seems to be a lot of what year questions. Yeah, okay. I'll take that into account. There was quite a lot of year questions. I tried to mix it up a little bit more in that round. It's very hard with the roller coasters not to have too many what year questions, but yeah, we thought we'd mix it up. We thought we'd have some generic ones, and of course, although we are a UK theme park site, we can mix it up a bit. We have been to some other places. We can probably get away with doing a Disney quiz. We could probably get away with doing a Universal quiz or somewhere like that. So again, we'd like some ideas. We would genuinely like some ideas of what you'd like to see. We're trying our hardest here. We're trying. I made a lovely little board for everyone as well, so you can see it as you go. I've tried to do some of the other quizzes and found them really, really difficult to do. Really have, and then people don't necessarily let you answer in the chat. And it's all a bit of fun. It's not serious. If you get 31 right, massive well done. If you get 31 right, that is something else. That is. And we are working on a fairground one as well, because we know we obviously have quite a lot of fair-based ones as well. Europa Park, yeah, we could do Europa Park quiz. I haven't been, so it'd be a bit contradictory, but I could find out some information at 100%. Next time you can have some more amusement park questions, yeah, absolutely. We might even do a mix. We just wanted to put it out there. We wanted to put it out there at this time as well, rather than a late night one. So we wanted to put it out at this time as well, a nice early one to see how it went, because most places are sort of home. Most people are home, so we thought maybe an afternoon one would be more busy, but perhaps we need to go back to an evening one. Harbour Park, yeah, little Harbour Park. I've been visiting Harbour Park down in Littlehampton since the late 80s. Since the late 80s, I remember the Matterhorn they had down there, which Martin couldn't tell me where the Matterhorn went. No one knows where the Matterhorn went from there. We know Clarence Pier one. We've been on the one that was at Clarence Pier quite a lot. But yeah, the one from Harbour Park, no one knows where it went. And it looked like it was, I think it was called like a Bonmore Snow or something. It was a wonderful ride. It was like one of my first thrill rides I ever went on down at Harbour Park. You know, we were quite regular visitors. We lived in Guildford at the time. We were quite regular visitors to come down the south coast, and we were really good. We got to go to Littlehampton because they had the big fair. If we weren't so good, we ended up in Bognor, where we then moved to. Nothing going on in Bognor, still nothing going on in Bognor. We were really, really good. We came to Portsmouth, which is where I am based now. Dreamland Margate, yes, funny enough, actually. I don't know why no Dreamland Margate questions have it in there. They have theme in there now, yes. Funny enough, when I went down to, yeah, that's right. Sorry, Sophie. Yeah, just quick. Yes, the Matterhorn Screamer. We won that last year. We saw that in Guildford. It is there. So yes, Harbour Park. Funny enough, when we went down there, we got absolutely hammered for taking pictures. They thought we were taking pictures of children, even though I have my children with me and we were going on rides. However, you know, they were going for the nautical theme look, which I believe is what they've done. They want to go for sort of a look around the ocean, which you know they had achieved quite well. I can't remember. I think they have put another ride in there since I went down there last. So funnily enough, we were going to do a closed season update from there a couple of weeks ago, but it didn't quite pan out in the day because my car was in for service and I couldn't quite get along there. So we probably will head down there. Yeah, we went to Brighton instead for an update there. There was a little bit more going on. We were hoping to get on rides that we didn't get on, but we were hoping to get on rides that we didn't get on down there. And didn't get a chance to stop into Harbour Park. But yeah, Harbour Park really, you know, I find it really expensive. I can't say that. Jelly Swinger, I think I've seen the Jelly Swinger. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look back. I haven't been to many UK parks. I ended up traveling in the US and visiting ones over there. Oh, I'd love to do that. Love to do that. Right, answer time, people. Answer time. Here we go. Right, round one. Question number one. How many riders does a Big One train hold? The answer was B, 30. 30 people can cram into a Big One train. And I believe when it opened, it used to have five Big One trains. That was a lot of throughput. Now they can't run more than two because it stalls when the wind blows. Although Avalanche does still run. I think Avalanche still runs 3 trains, doesn't it, during busy periods? And I think they've still got 5 trains as well, so there's quite a lot of them going around. So question number one, the answer was B, 30. Question number 2. How many years is Alton Towers celebrating in 2020? It is, of course, their 40th birthday. It is B, 40. 40 years of screams and thrills at Alton Towers. 1980 they opened. And I want to say, I actually can't remember. When did the Corkscrew open, people? Did it open with the park? Did it open the park with 80 or did it open in 81? Complete mind blank there. Someone pop it in the comments because I can't remember. Question number 3. What ride opened with Rodeo at Chessington World of Adventures in 1996? So the Rodeo used to be called the Juggler, opened in 1989 in Circus World. Circus World was then sort of disbanded slightly to just go down to the circus before Beano Land was opened, and that moved to Mexicana, or Calamity Canyon as it was then, and opened as Rodeo. This amazing Huff breakdance ride was joined by C, Carousel. The Carousel opened right at the top end of the park by Dragon's Fury, where Dragon's Fury is now, before being moved to its old home where Elmer's is. Question number 4, what record did Tidal Wave hold when it opened? It was C, the tallest water ride in Europe. It's not there now, certainly not now, only held it until 2002. I'll give you a bonus point if you can put what ride took that crown. What ride took that crown from Tidal Wave in 2002? Does anyone know? I wouldn't have got this, to be fair. Just happened to be on the same article I was reading. But if anyone knows, you can have a bonus point for that for 32. Question number 5. What year did Vampire close for refurbishment? Vampire closed in 2001. So in 2001, it was not there. It was just literally Rattlesnake and Runaway Train to carry the park through. It wasn't a very good year for the park. That's when they opened Trail of the Kings. And in 2002, it reopened with Flawless Trains. And reopened with the Flawless Trains with Toon Blaster and Dennis's Madhouse. Was Dennis's Madhouse? Yes, it was. And yes, it was Drenched. It was Drenched. Well done, Oakwood. Drenched. That took the title in 2002 from Tidal Wave. What was Drenched called beforehand? Because that's what I remember. What was Drenched called? What was Drenched called? It wasn't called Drenched, was it? Why can't I remember the name of it? I had a complete mind blank. It's the problem you see when you do things live and you think about things. Complete mind blank. What was Drenched called beforehand? I'm not sure when, I can't remember when Storm Force 10, I want to say that was 99, was it? Storm Force 10 opened? What was it called? What was it called? What was Drenched called beforehand? Definitely wasn't called Drenched. It's going to bug me. Someone knows, pop it in. Right. Round 2. Here are the answers to round 2. Now there was a bonus one in here as well, because we like a good bonus question. Let me know how you got on this one. 3 rides opened at Thorpe Park in 2001. What were they? Now, we did give you the clue that one of them actually opened in 2000. It was a temporary ride that came into the park. Temporary ride that came into the park, which was Zodiac. Zodiac came into the park, but officially opened in 2001, along with Vortex and Detonator. Detonator still regarded as one of the best drop towns we have in the UK, and Vortex easily regarded as one of the worst run rides in the UK. But at the time, Vortex was incredible, and I'd never seen something to that scale. I believe it was the first afterburner, or certainly park model afterburner in the UK. I think there was a travelling one at the time. I know we had Freakouts already, and I'm pretty sure we had travelling afterburners at the time. Someone might be able to help me with that one. Hydro, yeah, Kurt, you've Googled that. You didn't know that. Don't even pretend you did. Hydro, that was it. Before Drenched, it was called Hydro. So yeah, they're the 3 rides that opened in 2001, Vortex, Zodiac, and Detonator. Question number 2. Toyland Tours opened in which year? Well, Toyland Tours was there to complement Nemesis opening. So it opened in 1994. What a ride it was. And what was it beforehand? What was it beforehand? Toyland Tours, what a great, and I tell you what thing I remember from there mainly is Sonic the Hedgehog. The Sonic the Hedgehog scene, I remember going in, there was some gummy bears, there was a big like gummy bear shoot thing, I'm sure there was. You went around the corner and you went through Sonic, which I'm pretty sure was quite close to the end. I just loved it, absolutely loved it. Right, question number 3 on round 2. The Wild Mouse at Blackpool Pleasure Beach opened in which year? It was B, 1958. 1958. It opened, it lasted quite a long time in honesty, and it's a shame because they did so many upgrades to it later on in its life as well. So many upgrades, and yet sadly couldn't keep it open. Sadly could not keep it open. Missed it. I really wish actually they'd have seen whether or not Margate wanted it. That would have been great. It would have been great to see it down there. Question number 4. Legoland's Night Kingdom was formerly known as. The answer is B, Castle Land. I didn't know this. I thought it opened as Knight's Kingdom. I thought it was. Around the World in 80 Days, that's right, Benjamin. Around the World in 80 Days, that was what Toyland Tours was known as. But yeah, Knight's Kingdom was probably known as Castle Land. What a ridiculous name. What a ridiculous name. I think Lego Castle would have sounded better. I did not know that. I thought it was always Knight's Kingdom. That shows that perhaps I didn't visit Legoland as early as what I should have done. Mario, great quiz. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Question number 5. In which year did the Jungle Coaster open at Legoland Windsor? That opened in 2004. And we went there actually for the opening of the Jungle Coaster. I can't remember who it was manufactured by now, but it was a great ride. And of course, it had a lot of noise complaints, which was a real shame. It had a lot of noise complaints because they then put roofs on it. Did anyone go on the Jungle Coaster when it had a roof on the car? I mean, it was like on a hot day, it was like getting into a sauna. It was quite unbelievable. Never seen such a ridiculous idea in my life in order to try and keep a roller coaster at a park. But yeah, just the location of it. And this is why I don't think that Legoland have got a big coaster again, because it causes a lot of problems. That ride was swapped out for Cypress Gardens when it was Cypress Gardens. Merlin bought it and it became Legoland Florida. It was swapped for Storm Surge. I mean, I'd have rather have seen that go to Fort Park than Storm Surge. But round number 3, people, round number 3. Here we go. Question number 1, round number 3. Is this a bonus question we started with? I can't remember. No, it wasn't. It was an ABC. How tall is Odyssey at Fantasy Island? I think most people know this, to be honest. It's 167 feet. And it's massive. It is massive. It's actually the 3rd biggest coaster in the UK. And, you know, to be fair, last time I went to Fantasy Island and actually got an Odyssey was 2007. It's a long time ago, and I've been back a couple of times since it's been closed. I haven't been back since Mellors have had it, so I've got to get back there. I was going to go back there this year, it really was. This is probably the easiest question in the quiz as well. Question number 2. What is the longest coaster in the UK? It is called the Ultimate. The Ultimate is the 2nd longest coaster in the world and the longest coaster in Europe. It's a Marmite coaster. You either love it or you hate it. It's one or the other. Love it or hate it. I am on the very much love. Who would complain about a roller coaster? Exactly, who would? Cameron, good to see you back. Good to see you back. Hopefully you caught some of the questions, and we're going through the answers now. Right, round number 3, answer number 3. So this was a bonus question. Name the 3 coasters in the UK that have 5 inversions, listed as 5 inversions. They are the Swarm at Fort Park. It does class as an inversion, that half loopy thing. Class as an inversion. Swarm at Fort Park, Infusion at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and Odyssey. We just spoke about Odyssey as well. Again, I think Odyssey is a forgotten coaster. Cheeky Domino's. Are Domino's still open? Yeah. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Maybe we should have done this after dinner, or ready for dinner. Sit down, have your little quiz. How many of you got that right? How many of you got the 3 coasters? How many of you managed to name all 3 of them? I'd have had to really struggle on this. I think I would have forgotten Infusion, to be honest with you. I think I would have forgotten Infusion. But yeah, Infusion is on the list with Swarm and Odyssey. So yeah, that was a bonus question. That was worth 1 point for each one, so 3 points in total. Question number 4. How many UK parks feature in the top 10 inversion count for the world? So how many parks feature in there? And the answer is 3. We have Flamingo Land now. The inversion is due to open probably by the time, in honesty, that the parks reopen. We have Alton Towers, mainly be driven by the Smiler, having 14 inversions. And we have Fort Park, mainly driven by Colossus. So we have 3 theme parks in a top 10 inversion count in the world. We don't have the number 1 spot, which we did have once upon a time. I'm pretty sure we did have once upon a time with Fort Park. And question number 5 of round 3. Who bought Fantasy Islands in 2016? It was, of course, the Mellors Group, who have done, from what we hear, a fantastic job. An absolutely fantastic job with the park. Which is great. So how did you get on? How did everyone get on that? We want to know, how did you get on? How did you get on with that? Were there any harder questions in there? Did we find that round quite hard? Was it quite easy? I think the inversion one was possibly the hardest one. And, you know, 6, 7, Mellors, not doing fantastic. You not think they're doing fantastic, Mellors? I don't like the fact they got rid of the Beast. I'm furious they got rid of the Beast. How do you send super chats? I have no idea. I think there's a little button somewhere, but I have no idea whatsoever. I got some right. I don't have a score. That's fair enough. It's all a bit of fun. Kurt, which one did you get wrong? Let me know, Kurt. Which one did you get wrong? 6 out of 7. I bet it's one of the... I can't remember if you did the coaster or not. Super chat. I think there's a button underneath the chat. I honestly, I haven't got a clue. Right, round number 4, people. Round number 4. Here we go. He forgot Infusion as well. Right, question number 1 was a bonus question, and I would have got this spectacularly wrong. What 3 rides were damaged by fire at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in 2004? Now, the fire actually broke out at the Grand National Station. Now, I went straight for the roller coaster station or Nickelodeon Street Station because that thing always on fire. Always on fire. So that's the one I thought it was. Yeah, wasn't. Grand National, it took out a bit of Alice and it took out a bit of Trauma Towers as well. Do you remember what ride was in the Trauma Towers, Fairground people? Should know this. And it's one actually that I've been on this year. Oddly enough, I've been on the Trauma Towers ride this year at Leeds Fun Fair. It was there. Got Grand National right. Oh, see, I didn't get that right. I thought it was the Fun House and Valhalla is. They actually used the water from Valhalla to put the fire out. And then some from River Caves. So yeah, I did not know that. Did not know that. I just naturally assumed it's Nickelodeon Street that's always on fire, a roller coaster as it was then. So American Adventure had its last season in which year? Was it A, 2005, B, 2006, or C, 2007? It was, of course, 2006 was the last season for the American Adventure. Yeah, sadly didn't get there. Really, really sad. I would have been... was I driving then? 81, 91. Yeah, I was driving then. I really have no excuse, actually. I took 10 years off my age. Just never got there. Really sadly never got there. I think it was on a massive downturn, to be fair, by the time I could have got there and I was driving. Camelot had its last season in which year? It was 2012. So Nightmare was open for 5 years at the park, or 4.5 years, because I visited the end of May and it wasn't bloody open, which I was furious about, absolutely furious about. But yeah, it had its last season in 2012, and again, I think it was a massive shadow of itself by the time 2012 got round. I was really hoping that Nightmare was going to get sold, so I could go on it somewhere else, but gone forever, lost. Question number 4, Pleasureland and Cleethorpes had its final season in which year? It's quite recent, 2016. 2016 was the last time that it opened its gates to the public. I think it shut in September of that year as well, and they then just had a bailout. And I remember actually from, I remember something from Cleethorpes actually when they were shut. We'll wait for question 5, and I remember of what we saw. Right, it is coming up on the screen now. It's coming on that screen. How many B&M coasters do we have in the UK? We have 5. All found at Merlin Parks, only at 2 Merlin Parks as well. So we have Nemesis, we have Galactica, we have Oblivion at Alton Towers. Then of course we have the Swarm and Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park. Nemesis Inferno, Kurt. Thorpe Park. Someone's favourite ride, I don't know whose. Yeah, 5 B&M coasters. They're expensive, and we haven't had a B&M coaster now for 8 years. That was the last time Swan opened, so it'd be really nice if they did it. Infusion came from Southport. Used to be the Traumatizer at Southport Pleasureland. So yeah, the Cleethorpes. I remember seeing an interview with the managing director on the closed season of 2011 and 2012 before they went to last season, and they added a 4D cinema. And I remember them saying they spent £500,000 on a 4D cinema to entice guests in. And this was on the One show. And they had Deborah Meaden on there who said it was a complete waste of money, and she turned out to be right all along. I'm a Nemesis fan. Nemesis all the way. Love Swarm. Swarm at Thorpe Park, my favourite B&M there. Round number 5, this was the final round. How did roller coasters begin? They began as ice slides. They used to go up the ice mountains and used to slide down like a sled on the ice. That's how the very first roller coaster came about. Yeah, I think it was either ice or hill, to be honest with you. I think water slides kind of speak for themselves or something else, but it was B, ice slides. Did you know that? I did know that. I don't know how I knew that, because it's not a question I've ever looked up before. Someone must have told me somewhere down the line. Question number 2. Most potential for airtime on a roller coaster is always at the back. Always at the back. People do report airtime from different places on the train. I tend to find it more on the back, to be honest with you. And it's mainly because of lift hills and elements where the front of the train would be over before the back of the train, which would naturally lift you out of your seat before you come back. But people do report it differently, but as a general rule, it's kind of said as that. So the back. Question number 3. There were no bonus ones in this one. How many operating coasters does Alton Towers currently have? It has 10. B10. Galactica, Nemesis, Oblivion, Octonauts, Rita, Runaway Train. I am reading off the list. I wouldn't remember them that quick. Smiler, Spinball Wizard, 13, and Wicker Man. Unbelievable. Ice Slide. Yeah, Ice Slide. Effectively, they went up mountains and slid down the snow, but the snow would be kind of so formed to ice like it is when it's melting. They classed it more as an ice slide. How many Zamperla coasters currently operate at Flamingo Land? The answer is actually 4. 4 coasters, which includes the wonderful Hero, Twistosaurus, the Runaway Mine Train, and Zoom. So there are 4. I'd have had to think about that one, to be fair, because everyone remembers Hero. Doesn't love a bit of Hero. Doesn't love a bit of Hero. And question number 5, which was the last question. In what year did we upload our first video to YouTube? It was 2008. 2008. That's it. That is your 25 questions worth 31 points in the end, 32 points in the end, because we gave a bonus point as well. If you were counting, let us know in the comments how you got on. Even if you're watching this on repeat rather than watching it live, let us know how you got on in the comments. Wow. Yeah. 12 out of 25, I'd say it's respectable. I think you're more of a fairground person, so we'll definitely welcome you back for the fairgrounds. 100% welcome you back for the fairgrounds. So really, really, really hope you join us back for that. Do we ever think we're going to get UK Disneyland? No, I don't. And the problem is now with these uncertain times going on, there'll be many, many, many excuses for people to not be opening new stuff. Fun quiz, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Ben, 11 out of 25. Benjamin, 18 out of 25. That's a great score, that is. That's a great score. How many people got some of the bonus questions? You'll be back for a funfair quiz. Yes, Kurt is working on it now. I had to sense check some of these, bless him, but he caught me out a few times. It's said to open near London. Well, the Paramount part is supposed to open near London. I'd love to see it. I have no idea why we don't have a Disneyland in the UK. It really make Merlin work for their money. 13 is not winning, take part. Exactly. It's a bit of fun. I wouldn't have got these all right. I wouldn't have got them all right. Some of them I wrote, I still couldn't remember them. Barely remember my name half the time. Kurt, 22 out of 31. He did write them. Don't give him too much credit. He did write them. Did you get any of your ones wrong, Kurt? Just out of interest, did you get any of your ones wrong? I know. How many did you get wrong? Thank you. This is our first quiz live stream. It's just over an hour. It's a little bit longer than I anticipated, to be fair. We probably don't need as much breaks either between rounds. Please share the video, leave a comment. Remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell. Ring the bell. Thank you very much for joining us today. It has been an early stream rather than a later one. You know, we just thought we'd try it out, but I think a later one has definitely been more productive. But let us know in the comments, what would you like to see next time? What could we do better? And did you like the screen? Did the screen help at all? Thank you very much for joining us. My name's Adam, it's been UK Theme Parks, and we'll see you next time.